What's going on, guys? Dig here, ready to teach you how to do the Totenreich Easter egg, and yes, you can do it solo. For your loadout, you're going to bring in the carbon 57. Here are your attachments on the screen. Take a screenshot if you need to, or the build code in the bottom left corner. For your lethal, you're going to bring in the Molotov. There are Molotovs scattered around the map if you do not have this unlocked. For your tactical, go ahead and bring decoys if you can. If you can't, that's okay. You can just craft them in. For your specialist ability, you can either bring an Ether Shroud or Frenzy Guard. I more so recommend Frenzy Guard. If you're playing with multiple players, the couple guns you need to bring for the boss fight is going to be Aftertaste, Phoenix Up, and Near Death Experience. If you're playing solo, I highly recommend bringing in Aftertaste, Shields Up, and Stock Option. For the boss fight, your starting gums could be whatever gums you want to get an early start in the map. Once you spawn on the map, go ahead and follow these stars around the entire map, doing all the objectives to unlock Pack-a-Punch. Once you unlock Pack-a-Punch, we are ready to start the first step of the Easter egg. Now, before I go into all the jargon of doing the Easter egg steps, please, if you find a fishing pole, do not fish at all. Only fish when I tell you, because you can bug out one of the steps of the Easter egg. So if somebody's fishing, tell them not to. Now, since you're still at Pack-a-Punch and Jug is over there to your right side, take the zip line that's behind Jug. Once you make it across, go ahead and follow the path to the right side, going down these stairs, and over here to the left side on top of these crates, you're going to find an RCXD. Go ahead and pick that up. Now, taking the zip line right back across where Jug is, and then going across, taking the next zip line across, immediately to your right, once you arrive, there's going to be an event. Destroy the event, and then you're going to release the RCXD to go through the vent and jump across the water to go inside this room. Once you get inside this room, underneath the garage door, on the other side, you're going to find a bunch of barrels. You're going to detonate the RCXD to blow open this area. Once you open this area, go ahead and take the zip line to your right side, drop down, and then we're ready for the next step. Once you make it inside the room, over here to the left side, there's going to be a barrier. There's going to be numbers on the left and right side. You're going to find two of the numbers that have a toxic symbol underneath it, and then these numbers are going to correspond with a letter through the alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F. Obviously, A is going to be 1, B is 2. I'll put a cheat sheet on screen real quick. But once you figure out what your toxic symbols are and your letters, you're going to be looking around the surrounding area for the jars with the tape of the letters on it, and then you're going to place it on top of the device right to the left of the barrier. With the right combination, it's going to make a purple goo. You're going to collect it and turn around, and you're going to find a claw on the table. You're going to go ahead and place the goo on the claw, and then you're going to get a necro spike. Once you acquire this spike, if you go back to the device where you made the goo, you're going to interact with the lock. This is very simple. All you got to do is just rotate your lock pin till you see one of the pins on the right side glow white. Click it, and then it's going to pop it up. Repeat this 3 times, and then you unlock the gate. Go ahead and pick up the radioactive material inside the jail cell. As you leave this room, go ahead and go upstairs to your right side. Take the zip line across, go to the antenna tower, and throw a Molotov on the rope right here to burn it. If you don't have a Molotov, there is one located to the left side of Jug. Now make your way to the back side of the map onto the stone bridge, and in the middle, right beside Deadshot Thackeray, behind the truck, there's going to be a canned food. Go ahead and pick it up, and then proceed to the left side of the bridge. Once you make it into the town square, right in front of Mule Kick, you'll find a table. Go ahead and place this down right here. We'll come back to this on round 10 for the wonder weapon part. Now make your way to the giant crane of the map to get the next part for the wonder weapon. Once you arrive underneath the crane, you'll find a button. Interact with it to lower the wall. Now you must wall bounce and pick up the chain that's at the very front tip of the boat. The best tip I can give you for this step, because it's very obnoxious to do, you want to wall bounce at the start of the wall and try to pull your analog stick to the far right as fast as you can to pick up the chain. This may take a few attempts. Don't get too frustrated. You can easily do it. Just make sure you use the tips that I give you. And if you don't do it fast enough and the crane rises back up, just re-push the button to bring it back down. Once you acquire the chain, go ahead and go to the right side of the map. Over here by the church, you're going to find a shack. Go ahead and place it inside the hole, the chain, and then start interacting with it to open up the door. Highly recommend before you start doing this, throw a decoy to get all the zombies off of you, because this does take a minute. Once the door is open, proceed to round 10 and be in front of the church once round 10 starts. A polar bear is going to spawn in because you placed the can down earlier. You're going to take out the bear and pick up the lantern. Go inside the room that you opened up earlier and place it on the podium in the center. Now a bunch of symbols are going to spawn around the room, on the wall, and also in the center on top of the podium. Your job now is to match the symbols on the podium to the ones on the wall and collect them in a specific order. As you enter the room, the first symbol you're going to be looking at is going to be on the left side of the podium. You're going to collect that one first, and then you're going to collect the right side second, and then the third one's going to be on the back, and the last and fourth and final one you're going to grab is the one on the front. Once you collect them in the correct order, a ghost is going to spawn in. You're going to go ahead and follow this ghost around the map, and it's going to stop at specific spots and it requires souls. If you want to save the round, only take out the purple eye zombies. Do not take out the last zombie that you're keeping alive. It will either have blue eyes if it's a snow zombie, yellow eyes if it's a regular zombie. Go ahead and proceed to follow it to the next location. It's going to be right outside near spawn. Go ahead and fill up the soul box, and once you're done filling up the second soul box, a bunch of parkour stones are going to spawn in. Go ahead and start climbing on them to make your way to the lighthouse. Once you reach inside on top of the shelf in the center, you're going to find a crowbar, pick that up as well, and make your way up the stairs. Another second set of parkour is going to spawn in, and just follow the path all the way to the second next floor of the lighthouse, and then proceed your way up the stairs and wait for the ghost to get up there and interact to go inside the top of the lighthouse. After the sequence is done, pick up the wonder weapon, and then you're ready for the next step. Now that we have the wonder weapon, we are only 5 rounds away of being done with this Easter egg. Now that we acquired the crowbar, we're gonna have to find 4 different wooden crates and open one to find a bullet inside of it. The first location is gonna be located on the left side outside of spawn, right beside this trap right here. The second location is gonna be located behind the big giant boat right here in the far right corner. The third location is gonna be located to the left side of the room that you did the RCXD side Easter egg. And the third one is gonna be located up the stairs to your right, going over here to your left through this doorway, across the courtyard, through this next doorway, and the last final one right here. Once you open one and it has the bullet, pick it up and then head back to the lighthouse, and on the far right side you're gonna find a AA gun. Go ahead and place the bullet in the back and then melee it with the wonder weapon, which will shoot the robot at spawn. Take the zipline back to spawn, go up to the robot, and you'll find something you can search. Search it and pick up the transmitter. Once you acquire the transmitter, make your way to the actual robot's head on the other side of the map and place it inside the holder over here to the left side. Once you place it in the holder, if you drop down from the ledge, you'll see 2 light bulbs on the left and right side. They're going to start blinking. This is how this step works. So in my game, as you watch, you're going to see that they both blink 1 time together, and then the right one stops. That means my right light bulb is the number 1, and then my left light bulb continues blinking, and I continue counting, and it blinks 5 times. So my first number is going to be 51. Then you're going to get a short pause from the lights, and then they're going to start blinking together once again. In my game, as you see, they blink together 4 times in total. None of them stop and continue blinking than the other one, which then my second number is going to be 44. Again, as we rewatch, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore, the second sequence started after a short pause, and then you see 1, 2, 3, 4, which indicates my second number is going to be 44. Again, in order to figure out what your first number is going to be, you're going to wait until they're done blinking and there is a long pause, and then that means they're going to restart. So once they start blinking again, that's going to be your first number. Once you acquire the 2 numbers, go to the antenna tower. Up top, you'll find a console, interact with it, and set the frequencies down on the bottom left and right side to your first number. A rocket barrage is going to start. After the rocket barrage is over, go back onto the device and put in your second number. A second barrage is going to happen. After that, drop down from the antenna tower, go to the building to your left side, you'll find a score streak. Go ahead, pick this up, and then you're going to go to the big boat over here to the left side in front of the melee macchiato perk. You're going to launch the rocket barrage right on this building. This will destroy the debris on these stairs. Go inside the building, and you're going to see a claw machine at the bottom left area. You're going to place down one of your uranium so you picked up earlier, and then we can move on to pick up the next 2 uranium. For the next step, it is time to fish. We have to look for a green fish around the map. There are going to be multiple locations where you can fish at, but you can physically see the fish swimming in the water for that specific location. If you're needing a fishing pole, there is one in a barrel up the stairs to the left side of Pack-a-Punch. Other than that, I'm sure you found one already. They're scattered all around the map. What you need to do is you're going to have to find this fish, place your fishing rod in the slot, and then you're going to have to wait till it turns blue, interact with it, and then it's going to fish up a Ravager. This Ravager is going to disappear, and then you're going to have to eliminate it. But before we get into that, I'm going to show you where all the fishing spot locations are so you can look for your fish with ease. Starting at spawn, right in front of you to the left side on top of the wood bridge right here is the first location. The second location is going to your right, going towards the lighthouse zip line over here to the left before you take the zip line. Then take the zip line to get across to the lighthouse in front of the AA gun. The fourth location is on the other side of the lighthouse in front of the other AA gun. The fifth location is taking the other zip line on the lighthouse to the other side. It's going to be on the left of the zip line. The sixth location is turning around, going towards the pink house over here to the right. Then take the zip line to your left to go across where Pack-a-Punch is. The seventh location is going to be located to the right side of Jug. The eighth location is going across the zip line to your left. Once you reach the other side, if you take a left and go around the rocks on the other railing, you're going to find the eighth location. And then if you turn around and go your left across the stone bridge, the ninth location is going to be located in the corner right here to your left. And the 10th and final location is going to be located in front of the big giant boat. But once you do fish up the Ravager on the following round, he will spawn in. You can find him on your tack map running around in front of the church of the square. Once you make it to him, you start doing damage to him, he'll teleport away. You just got to find him again and eventually eliminate him. Once you eliminate him, you can pick up your uranium. To receive your last radioactive material, you're going to need a GLOCK drop score streak. You can either craft one of these or you could fish around the area and hopefully get one. Honestly, it's not that hard to get it for fishing. I got it after my third fish. But once you get one, I highly recommend starting this step on the start of a beginning round and have everybody at the lighthouse around this area for the open space. If you have decoys, it's going to help you out a lot too as well. You're going to call this score streak once you got a good pile of zombies, throw down a decoy to get them distracted, and as soon as the glop drop drops down until it launches zombies in the sky. Take out the zombies in the sky, and then you're going to wait for it to do it again. Make sure they're near the device, and every time it goes up in the sky, you take out as many zombies as possible in the sky. Do not take out any of the zombies that are on the ground. There are going to be 3 green dots on the device, and each dot will charge up the more eliminations you get. If you do not get eliminations fast enough or enough souls, you will not be able to complete this in time because a drop will disappear early. But if you do get all 3 green dots, one of your uraniums will fall on the ground and you can pick it up as well. And look out for a wonder weapon as well. It can either be the ray gun Mark II or the wonder weapon of the map on the ground. Now that you have collected your 3rd and final uranium, go to the warehouse that we opened up earlier with the claw machine. Interact with the claw machine after you place the uranium in it, and what you're going to do is you're going to see 3 uraniums on the left side, and then you're going to see a bunch on the right side. What you have to do now is take 2 of your uraniums that you collected and connect it to the main bunch that's on the right side, and then you're going to want to have your other uranium connected to one that's by itself. This will get your arrow into the green, thus completing the step. If you ever come to a point where you are doing this claw machine and all the clusters are all together and there's none separate, that's okay. Just take 2 of your uraniums and put them together. That will give you enough power. All you're trying to do is have a group together with 2 of them separately by themselves. That will always give you enough power for the claw machine. If you do fail this, you will have to end the round in order to interact with the claw machine once again. Once you charge up the battery, go ahead and pick up the autocraft core on the right side in front of the machine and then take it to spawn. On the right side of Quick Revive, you're going to find a pallet, place it here, and then inside the building behind Quick Revive, you're going to interact with this generator. This generator will build up its charge. Eventually, it will die out, and you just got to interact with it again. And then once it's fully charged, when you continuously interact with the generator, you're freely to pick it up. Once you pick it up, you can't take the zip line and you can't sprint with it. You're going to make your way through the right side of the map, going past the church, get on the stone bridge, and you're going to place it on this barrel. After some time, the robot's going to start fighting the big shadow smith, and then it's going to drop a piece of meat over here to the left side of the fast travel. Pick that up, and then you're going to take that into the other long building in front of the church down these stairs. Once you're inside, you'll find a fire pit in the center. Place the meat above the fire pit. Now you're going to need a mutant injection. You can either craft one or you can go inside the church. On the ground will be a location that always spawns. Once you pick up this mutant injection, go back into the long building, get a charged lantern, which by taking out a bunch of zombies will eventually charge it up, and throw it at the fire to light the fire. Do this until you see the fire lit, and then you're going to activate your mutant injection. Once your mutant injection is activated, you're going to want to throw 4 to 5 zombies onto the fire to light the fire even further, which will initiate a lockdown. Take out the HVT, and once you do, you're going to pick up the sunstone on the ground in front of the fire pit. Take this to the church, and you're going to place it on the pedestal in the center, and then you melee it with your wonder weapon. Once you melee it, if you look up in the sky above the building, you're going to see a circle with a bunch of symbols and arrows. If you take a second to look at the arrows, each arrows have lines in the middle of the arrow. One will have 1 line, the other one will have 2, and the third one will have 3, indicating which order you have to hit these symbols. You can easily pause your game to write down each of your symbols for the correct order. Now, surrounding the entire map, you're going to find these bonfires floating around with a symbol above it. All you got to do is get enough eliminations with your wonder weapon to charge it up and throw the lantern at the fire pit. You're going to hit each individual symbols in the correct order in your game, and once you do this, you are ready for the boss fight. Now, if you don't got a lot of points and you want to get set up fast for the boss fight, you can go ahead and grab 3 ultras out of the gobble gobble machine that you don't mind crushing, and then go to the stone bridge. If you look out to the left side, you'll see double points. You can shoot it to spawn it in, and then you can crush all 3 gobble gums. Each one will give you 10,000 points, so if you crush 3 of them, that's 30,000 points. On top of that, if your special ability is not charged, if you look in front of Spicola, you can see the full power up right there. Just shoot it and spawn it in. Make sure you grab a self-revive, you grab a death machine, and then you also grab Casimir's for the boss fight. Please make sure you grab your gobble gums and pack a bunch of weapons. My carbon 57 was a legendary in PAP 3, and my water weapon was PAP 2, and that's all I went in. This boss fight's not too difficult if you keep your head on a swivel. A little bit more chaotic with more players, but solo is very manageable and very easy in my opinion. But once you're ready, go to the robot's head and interact with the center console. Once you interact with this console, you'll be teleported into the boss fight. As soon as you spawn in the boss fight, you're just going to wait for a while until the robot and the shadow smith start fighting each other. You're going to wait till you see a red circle appear on the shadow smith and start doing damage to him. It is pointless just to shoot his body unless you're hitting his critical spot. At any point while you're doing damage to him, if you see a flash of red circle, just get out of the area. It just slows you down and freezes you. It doesn't really do a lot of damage. Just move on to a different spot. But get him down about 20% and then he'll become immune. Once he's immune, all you have to do is find the floating head that's around the area, and you got to take out zombies until your lantern gets charged up. You'll know that it's charged up when it does a grand slam on the ground while you're meleeing. Once it's charged up, up, you're going to wait for the head to look at you and do a ice wall towards you. Please do not get hit by the ice walls. Pay attention to that because it does a lot of damage. But once you step out of the way as the ice wall goes up, you want to throw your lantern at its head to damage it to make it drop on the ground. That's when you want to swap to your bullet weapon and dump a bunch of damage into him. Once you destroy it, because you're going to have to drop it twice, you're ready for the next phase of the boss. Again, he's going to block an area with a red circle and just move to a different spot and continuously dump damage into his red circle. The caveat difference between this phase is that he's going to start throwing rocks at you. All you have to do is stand behind cover while you dump damage into him. The best place to stand on the right side of the map, if he has the other side blocked off, is behind this rock. The best place to stand in the middle is this big giant rock to the left, and the best place to stand on the far left side is behind the stairs right here. If you start taking significant damage while you're hiding behind these rocks, please move out of the way so you don't lose all your shields right away. Just pay attention to your health. It's not too bad to survive. Once you do enough damage and he's halfway on his health and he's immune again, it's the same rinse and repeat with the heads. Wait till they throw the ice wall, throw the lantern fire at it, and then once it drops on the ground, do enough damage to destroy it. Just do it twice per head. Once again, rinse and repeat once you destroy the heads of hiding behind the walls while you do damage to him while the rocks fly at you. Once again, once you do enough damage, he's about 25% health left. He's going to be immune. It's going to be the head step all over again. Destroy the heads, and then he's going to spawn back in. But at this point, once you get it down a little bit enough health, down to 25%, you're going to be sent into the center. Pick up the max ammo. All you got to do is watch your peripheral vision of these stones flying at you, look at the shapes that he's creating, and try to dodge them while you just hit fire and hit his face. This part's not too difficult, but it is probably the hardest part of the boss fight. So if you're running into any trouble, this would be the point where you want to use your near-death experience, your shields up, your aftertaste, anything of those sorts, your frenzy guard. But as you see, I only use my shields up in my war machine and easily finish this boss. The one attack that you do need to look out for this last phase is the low rock wave. If you see this, you just need to lay down to take no damage from it. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. And if you found this guide helpful, don't forget to smash that like button, drop a follow, drop a sub. It is greatly appreciated, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.